Hello, this is the Smart Monitor 2. It's an apnea monitor, and we use it to monitor your baby's breathing and your baby's heart rate. This is the patient cable. We call this the patient cable. These are your lead wires. This is your apnea belt, and these are your electrodes. This monitor is meant to be plugged in all the time. When it's plugged in and fully charged, you have about 4 to 5 hours of battery life. If you have anything less than 4 hours of battery life, you need to contact your durable medical equipment provider and let them know. When you go to charge your battery, you want to plug it in here. And the charger has these pins that can be bent out of shape if you don't put it in correctly. So you have a little symbol here that lets you know how it's supposed to go in. So when you present it, make sure it's at the right angle and that it goes in smoothly, just like that. When the monitor is charging, you're going to have a charge light, and that's going to be the wavy line that's right here. This monitor has 2 different kinds of alarms. It has a beeping alarm, and it has a continuous sounding alarm. The beeping alarms have to do with your baby. The continuous sounding alarms are equipment-related alarms, and they have to do with the monitor. So I'm going to talk about the beeping alarms, your patient-related alarms. There's 3 patient-related alarms. There is the apnea or cessation of breath alarm. There is the low heart alarm and the high heart alarm. Each alarm will alarm or sound for the duration of the episode. As soon as the episode is over with, the machine ceases to alarm, but a light will remain lit so that you know what has happened with your baby. So for instance, if your baby has an apnea episode, the machine will start to alarm and this light will light up. As soon as the episode is over with, the machine ceases to alarm, but that light remains lit. The same thing with the low heart and the high heart alarms. Now, your first responsibility is to respond to your baby whenever you hear an alarm. Even if by the time you get to where your baby is, the machine has ceased to alarm, you still want to check your baby. Always check your baby. So if this thing beeps, check your baby. And how are you going to do that? Well, you're going to look at your baby. You're going to see if your baby is awake, if your baby's breathing, if your baby's okay. If you don't like what you see when you're observing your baby, you're going to gently stimulate your baby. You're going to tap the baby's feet, shake the baby's arm, try to wake your baby up. If your baby does not respond to gentle stimulation, that is when you determine if you need to do CPR or not. And the way you do that is you put your ear to the baby's mouth, you look at the belly for movement, and you determine if you need to do CPR. Now, God forbid you need to do CPR on your baby, but if you do, and you're alone with your baby, you always do CPR first for 2 minutes. You call 911 and you continue with your CPR. If somebody else is in the home, you have them call 911 and you initiate CPR. Whoever takes care of your baby needs to know CPR. This machine will alert you to a potentially life-threatening situation, but the lifesaver is the caregiver. It's you. So know your CPR. That basically right there is the most important part of this training. If you hear a beeping alarm, respond to your baby. So after you've checked your baby and your baby is okay, that's when you're going to look at the device and you're going to see what happened. Did my baby have a low heart alarm, a high heart alarm, or a cessation of breath alarm? At that point, what you're going to do is you're going to hit this blue reset button right here. You're going to press the blue reset button. It's going to get rid of that light, and now you're going to continue to monitor your baby. When you're monitoring your baby, you're always going to have 2 flashing lights. You're going to have a respiratory light, which is this one right here, and you're going to have a heart light right here. So if this monitor has 2 flashing lights, then you're monitoring your baby successfully. Now I want to talk a little bit about equipment-related alarms. Equipment-related alarms are the ones that are down here. And by the way, each monitor has the sticker up on top with symbols and an explanation as to what that symbol means. But equipment-related alarms are the following. This one here, the one that looks like a battery, is a low battery alarm. If you get a low battery alarm, you need to charge it up, okay? And always remember, when you're charging your monitor, you want to make sure that you have a charge light on, because if you don't have a charge light on, maybe you have an outlet that's not working or you have a bad charger. This one over here, the one that looks like a drum, is a full memory alarm. If you get a full memory alarm, what you want to do is you want to silence the alarm and continue to monitor your baby. The way you do that is by pressing the blue reset button once. It silences that alarm. The light will remain lit until somebody comes and downloads the monitor. So if you get a full memory alarm, silence it and call your provider and have them come out and take the information out of your monitor so they can send that report to your doctor. The reports that you see will have waveforms, and the doctor will be able to tell exactly what's going on with your baby, if it was a true or false episode, and which alarms were occurring. Okay. If you look over here, the broken line, that is a loose connection alarm. And I will be talking about the loose connection alarm a little bit more once I demonstrate how to put this on your baby. This monitor will pick up electrical interference, so you want it at least 5 feet away from a television, intercom, anything that has a frequency. You want to keep it away. You do not want to bathe your baby when this is on your baby. It is an electrical device, and that goes without saying, but it's happened. If you're traveling in your car, it's a good idea to put this on the floorboard of your car. God forbid you get in an accident and this happens to fly up, it could hit either you or your baby. Okay, so try to keep it in a safe place. And again, don't put it in the crib with your baby. It is an electrical device. You can run this through the bars of the crib right to where your baby is. Now we're going to go ahead and put this all together. So your patient cable, you need to treat this with a lot of care, because when it breaks, it always breaks right here. And it breaks by people picking up the monitor by the cable or by bending it excessively. So treat this cable with TLC. If you look here, I don't know if you can see it, but there's a red dot right on the top here. So what you want to do is you want to line up your patient cable right here with the red dot in a 12 o'clock position and push it all the way in. If you do need to remove this cable, you do not want to pull it from back here. You grab it at the very front and you actually pull it right out. Okay? On the other side of the patient cable is where we are going to connect our lead wires. You have a black and a white lead wire. The black wire goes where the black dot is on the patient cable, and you have initials on there that say LA, and LA stands for left arm. And when you push this in, you want to make sure it goes all the way in. RA stands for right arm. The white wire is going to go on the baby's right side. The black wire is going to go on the baby's left side. On the other side of the lead wires, you're going to connect your electrodes. Your electrodes look just like this on this side. And you do not want to connect them on this side, but you want to connect them on this side. So what you want to do is you want to put your lead wire all the way into your electrode, just like that. At this point, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring in my baby, and I'm going to show you how to put the monitor on the baby. Okay, at this time, I'm going to show you how to put the apnea monitor on your baby. You have a belt that you're going to put underneath the baby. So when you put it on the baby, underneath the baby, you want to put it high up underneath the arms, as high as it'll go. One side is going to overlap the middle, on the middle of the baby's chest, and the other side is going to overlap by about 1 inch. And that is where you're going to cut your belt. So you're going to cut your belt like this. And always be careful when you're cutting your belt. Somebody needs to probably keep the baby's arms away. So on the side that overlaps, you're going to put this Velcro strip right here. You're going to take your white wire with your electrode, and you're going to put it on the baby's right side. So it's easy to get confused. When you're looking down on your baby, your right side is going to be the baby's left. So the white goes on the baby's right side, and the black goes on the baby's left side. So you want to, what I like to do is I like to warm these up before I put it on a baby, because they're cold, and nobody likes something cold up on their chest. Okay, so you're going to take the electrode, you're going to put it right here, with the edge of the electrode where the nipple is, and you're going to come up and you're going to get the placement of that electrode. And you're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So warm it up. Come over here, place your electrode, bring this side up. And now we have the placement of where our electrodes are going to go, okay? And just to illustrate, give you a good illustration of where they're going to go, this is where you want your electrodes. So once your electrodes are in place, what you want to do is you want to get a drop of water, wet your finger, and you want to touch each electrode. This is going to help reduce false alarm. False alarms will eat up your memory, and they also create a lot of nuisance alarms, which, what I mean by that is that they're alarms that detract from real alarms. So every time you take it on, you put it on your baby, you want to take a drop of water and put it on each electrode. So you're going to take one side, and you're going to put it up, and the other side, you're going to bring it over, and it has to be nice and snug and high up underneath the baby's arms. If the belt slides down over the baby's belly, you're going to have false low heart alarms. So it has to be nice and high. Once you put it on, you want to make sure that you can get at least one finger up underneath. If the belt is not on here snug, you're going to get loose connection alarms. If the belt slides down over the baby's belly, you're going to get false low heart alarms. So once it's on your baby like this, you're going to turn on your monitor. Now, once you turn on the monitor, and that's what I'm going to do right here, all the lights are going to light up to let you know that the monitor lights are working. The alarm is going to sound to let you know that it's working. And then, because it's not hooked up to a real baby, the machine is going to simulate a loose connection alarm. Let's talk about turning the monitor on and off. So when you go to turn the monitor on, it has to be on your baby first. You're going to hit the gray button only. If you ever need to turn the monitor off, you're going to push the reset button down, and while you're holding it down, you're going to turn off the monitor and then let go of the reset button. If you don't do it correctly, you're going to get what's called the sibling alarm. That's in case there's somebody else in the home that wants, if you have a 10-year-old that wants to play with the monitor, they can't turn it off without you knowing about it. Let's talk a little bit about responding to patient-related alarms. So if you hear a patient-related alarm, I want to go over this again because it's very important. First thing you want to do, even if by the time you get to where your baby is, the machine ceases to alarm, you want to check your baby first. And how do you do that? You look at your baby, you look at skin color, movement, breathing. If you don't like what you see, that's when you gently stimulate your baby. Never ever pick up your baby and shake your baby. Okay, so you tap the feet, shake the baby's arm, call your baby's name out, try to wake up your baby. If your baby does not respond to gentle stimulation, then that is when you put your ear to the mouth and you look at the belly for movement and you determine if you need to do CPR on your baby. God forbid you ever have to do that, but if you do and you're alone with your baby, you always do CPR first for 2 minutes. You call 911 and continue with CPR. If somebody else is in the home, you have them call 911 and you initiate CPR. Again, that is the most important part of the training. Now, back to equipment-related alarms. The loose connection alarm. If you get a loose connection alarm, the first thing you want to do is turn off your monitor. You're going to press your reset button, turn it off, and let go of your reset button. Once you've done that, you're going to check all your connections. You're going to come over here and make sure this is all the way in here. Make sure that these 2 lead wires are all the way into the patient cable. You're going to take it off your baby, and you're going to put it back on your baby with a drop of water and make sure that it's nice and snug, because if it isn't, you're going to get you're going to get a loose connection alarm. So then you want to make sure one side's over the middle, nice and snug. You want to make sure that you can get a finger up underneath, and you're going to turn it back on. If that doesn't take care of the loose connection alarm, you need to replace your black and white wire. If that doesn't work, then at that point you're going to have to call your durable medical equipment company, because most likely your patient cable has gone bad. Okay, so if you're monitoring your baby at home, it's good to keep it inside the bag. You really don't ever need to take it out of the bag. For the purpose of this instruction, I took it out of the bag. So if you put it in the bag, you want to make sure you remove your patient cable. You're going to put it inside the bag. You have an opening right here for your patient cable. And again, the patient cable goes in at 12 o'clock with the red dot straight up. Okay, so you have a zipper back here. And so if you open the zipper, you have access to where you're going to connect your charger. You can connect your charger, make sure that it goes in easy. Okay. And once it's in place, you can zip it up. So if you ever have to go anywhere, there's really no need for you to remove the charger from the back of the monitor. All you really need to do is just take the charger, unplug it from the wall, and put it right in there. You don't ever really need to take this out of here. For some reason, if you're not monitoring your baby, you can take this, take it off your baby, and put it all in here and zip it up. Now, one thing I want to end with here is that you need to monitor your baby whenever your baby is asleep or unattended, unless your doctor says to monitor your baby on a continuous basis. So what does that mean? That means if your baby is not right here and your eyes are not on your baby, you need to monitor on your baby. So if your baby is asleep or unattended, you need to monitor your baby. If you're watching TV, you're not monitoring your baby. If you're driving, you're not monitoring your baby. Thank you very much. This ends the apnea monitor instructions.